Ayo, it's Void Hunt Geo3 here. Now ask yourself, do you ooze gamer sweat from every pore? Do you reek of gamer, forced to keep a roll of paper towels on hand just to constantly wipe down your controller and mouse after every match? Does your idea of fun revolve around dunking on your opponents and dropping your first Titan before they even know what's going on? Then do I have the guide for you. The key to maximizing your sweat levels in Titanfall 2 is to focus on pilot kills 95% of the time, no matter the map or mode. Chaining pilot kills is by far the fastest way to build your Titan meter to either gain early access to things like amped weapons, wall hack, or for maximum sweat dice roll to keep your enemies on their toes. Of course, the ultimate incentive to building your Titan meter is being able to drop your Titan early into the match so you can continue your kill streak and quite possibly piss off your opponents even further. So let's get into it. The bread and butter of this loadout is having Pulse Blade along with Power Cell. When combined with a Tactical Weapon perk, you can practically spam your Pulse Blades so long as you kill a single pilot after using one. The goal is to constantly use your Pulse Blade to seek out those pilots to keep on building your Titan meter. Because the Pulse Blade provides you with not only wall hacks, but also reveals their location on your radar, you are almost always going to be approaching the fights with the upper hand. As you see in the clip behind me, the Pulse Blade can be used just as defensively as offensively to prevent aerial flanks that would otherwise be outside your field of view. This is ideal when the general direction enemy pilots are coming at you from is already known, like at the start of a match. Because the Pulse Blade only lasts for around 4 seconds, it best serves to give you a snapshot about either your enemy's specific or general location. Even in situations where you throw your Pulse Blade and it doesn't detect any pilots, this still provides you with information on where the enemy isn't, so it can still be used to give you peace of mind about any potential flankers, or if that sound you heard really was just the wind. Bear in mind, however, that your enemy will be alerted whenever you use Pulse Blade against them. Now, what good is knowing where your enemy is if you don't have the tools to kill them? Thus, the next step is to use the car, obviously. This wouldn't be a sweat loadout without the sweatiest weapon of them all. While it may not have the fastest time to kill and suffers from a bit of damage drop off, the car maintains the same relative accuracy no matter what your pilot is doing, and also has minimum recoil to boot. In a game with as much dynamic, sporadic movement as Titanfall 2, this makes it one of the best weapons in the game. While Tactical is always a must for chaining Pulse Blades, there is a choice between the speed reload or increased mag size. Don't overthink this one. If you suffer from chronic reload syndrome, use speed reload. Otherwise, use the extended mag. In line with the car's strength, you want to be as mobile with your movement as the situation allows. Your more experienced opponents will be wary of you when they detect your Pulse Blade. While this can be alleviated by throwing out false flags to make them think you're nearby when you are in fact far away, you must also be prepared to win those firefights when you are on the move versus a static enemy that is expecting you. Mobility is thus the key aspect of this loadout. Unfortunately, here comes the cold water. Chaining pilot kills to drop your Titan at the start of the match isn't easy. It takes quite a few kills before your Titan meter fills up completely, and if at any point you die for any reason, that yellow bar that pilot kills fill has to be entirely regained. As you can see here, it's really sad stuff. And here comes the second dosing of cold water. It's gonna happen at least about as often as it doesn't happen, where unfortunately to your best efforts, you'll still die. Very sad stuff, like I said. Fortunately, Dice Roll is here to save the day. Now all is not lost when you die before unlocking your Titan. You only have to build up the meter halfway to potentially obtain any boost you want. Maybe you'll get a pilot sentry just in the nick of time, or amped weapons to dish out mad deeps. Who knows? It's dice roll, that's the whole point of, the fun of it. And once you gain quantum entanglement abilities, you can always just predict which outcome is going to happen from the dice roll. It's no big deal there. And so really it just means that at any given time, you're given exactly what you need, you just don't know it yet. Now I won't lie to you here, I originally thought erroneously that dice roll was a meme and that, it was just not to be taken seriously. But that couldn't be further from the truth. Never in all my time of playing Titanfall have I gained exactly the boost I needed exactly when I needed it since when I got dice roll. Even some of the things that people sleep on really hard, like hardcover, can actually be used to, like in this situation, cover my back from freaking jerks shooting me from the rooftops. It's all good stuff there. And believe it or not, even phase rewind can be used to great effect when given to you. You just have to see the potential of the situation and utilize it. So now you know how to max out your sweat glands as a pilot at the start of a match. Once the Titans have all started to drop in attrition, the match turns into complete pandemonium and the game of cat and mouse between Titans and pilots largely overshadows any sustained effort to get pilot kill streaks. Instead, you want to augment any pilot kills with Titan damage or AI kills to unlock your Titan as soon as possible and get back in the fight. Your pulse blade is as useful as ever here, as it can reveal not only the Titan's location, but also the direction they're looking, so you can more easily avoid them. Outside of map hack, this is another great way to ping enemy Titans for your allied Titans who may be unaware of their whereabouts. That is the conclusion of part 1 of the Ultimate Sweat Guide for Titanfall 2. In part 2, we're going to be covering the Titan, so stay tuned for that. This is Void Hunt Geo3, signing out.
Konnichiwa, my sweet cherry blossom. You know I don't always unsheath my katana, but when I do, it's in front of a lady.